Now, so basically, like since you're aware, in this world, everywhere there is data, right? Data is collected by majority of the companies
Mm-hmm.
to store different information of the users or the technicality or functions. So basically, we are storing, and
Okay.
exactly like where we are storing, that is called like where this is storing happening, that we call as a database. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Database is a place where we actually store data that is required by us as an organization or something. There can be two type of data. One can be unstructured data, and we have structured data.
Mm.
So the databases only support structured data. That means it should have a specific format. Let's say, like if you are collecting a survey of all the students in a classroom, then the data should have, let's say, the attendance register should have the student name, his roll number, and if he is present in that day or not, right? So this overall thing is called a format. Okay, this is a
Yeah.
structure in
Yeah.
which the
Okay.
attendance is recorded. So in the database, in the SQL terms, we call this as a schema. Okay, this
Mm-hmm.
is a schema. Schema is like simply the structure how which this data is presented. All right. So now we have where exactly is this database, right? There are different service providers across India. You might be aware of that. There is Postgres,
Postgres, SQL,
yeah,
MySQL.
MySQL, SQLite, etc., and so on. And one of the most famous is this Postgres because it's free and it's open source. All right. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, now since you are aware of the database and database as a schema, we'll go into database management system, which is DBMS. All right.
Yeah.
DBMS is a specific type of software like this SQL, which will store data. It can store data, okay,
Mm.
and it can manage the data. Like it can manage the data and it can retrieve the data. It doesn't only store the data, but if you want the data from the database, like this, if
Mm.
this is a database, it can store the data and we can get the data from the database as well. Okay. And then we
Okay.
can update any part or anywhere, any value in the
Mm-hmm.
database. All right. So this is a DBMS. But like let's say if you have let's take the example of this student's attendance sheet. Let's say
Mm.
we have another sheet where the teacher is maintaining their marks. Okay. If
Okay.
here, if there is a name and there are marks, only if let's say this, we have only these two columns. And for student one and student two, the marks are 35 and 40. Now, if the teacher actually wants to know, student who has secured less marks, what is his attendance percentage? All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, calculating it like directly would be difficult because let's say if there are only 10 students, then it would be easier. The teacher will look up the student name here and then
Mm.
they will see. But if there are like 10,000 students or 100,000 students, then it will be very
Mm.
difficult. They have to go through each and every page, right? So,
Correct.
what if there is a way where we can, where we have the reference for these two tables, like a
Mm-hmm.
relation that is called a relation. Okay, if there
Okay.
is a relation, then with the help of that relation, the teacher can directly, let's say the student has a symbol triangle. Here he'll just check the triangle symbol and directly fetch all the details required of the student. So this
Mm-hmm.
relation, if we are inserting into DBMS, then that is called relational DBMS, relational database management system, where the database, in database we have tables, right? In database we
Yeah.
have tables, different tables. All these tables have relations within each of them. Okay. That relation
Okay.
can be any relation, like forwarding to the previous example, if student. If we assign a student, each student an ID, okay, one, two, three, up to like any number that can be. And we
Hmm.
have name here, attendance, and etc. So on. And let's say if another teacher comes and gives the mark sheet or their normal PET score, etc., then
Hmm.
if we have the ID stored here, let's say student ID 36, we can directly reference this guy here and we can get all the data in this table as well. You can fetch all the data. So that is why
Hmm.
relational database systems are actually used more in current real world scenarios, any real world, because it
Okay.
maintains the relations between them and it is easier for us to fetch data which are very big. We can't go one by one, right? We can't keep on checking everyone.
Hmm.
We have to have a reference. So that is
Hmm.
the relational database is actually useful and it is faster. Like it is very fast when you are fetching the data. Now, like there comes again a question, like how we are gonna fetch the data, like what is the way in
Hmm.
which we
Hmm.
are gonna fetch the data, or we are gonna update the data. I just told you, right? These are the parameters. How
Hmm.
are you gonna achieve that? So that is where the SQL comes in. SQL,
Okay.
you might be aware of the full form, that is structured query language.
Query language.
Yes. So SQL will actually query. Query is nothing but question, right? Like it will question the database.
Hmm.
It will ask the database to do something for us. Okay. Like
Okay.
do something that is required for us from database.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the database will respond to SQL and it will give us something, give us output. All right.
Hmm.
So this is all like in basic theory how SQL will work. And SQL have different type of syntax and how like we store data and what tables are present. Okay. Like SQL can have different syntax and multiple applications. You can use a very complex SQL or a very simple
Hmm. Hmm.
SQL. In that, there are like three types of categories. Like primarily in SQL, there are three types of syntax. Okay. One is
Okay.
creation, one is manipulation, and one is querying. Okay. What does
Hmm.
creation mean? Creation simply means we can create a table inside a database with some schema. Okay.
Okay.
Schema includes column name. Okay. I don't know if you can see this, but column
Hmm.
name and column type. All right. Schema should include these. Okay.
Okay.
This is the first functionality, major functionality of SQL. Second comes the manipulation. In
Hmm.
manipulation, you say you created table one, okay, and you want to edit a column name or a column
Hmm.
type. That where, uh, like that's where this manipulation comes in. There are certain type of syntax or
Hmm.
code where you can use those code to manipulate something in already existing table, like change or update something,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
or insert something as well. Insert something. Next, the third functionality is the querying. You want like the table is very big, it has some 100,000 rows, but you only want the rows where there is like where the student passing, where only the students who have failed, we want to fetch the data. Okay. In that
Hmm.
case, we have to give it a specific condition, right? We have to say something like, get me students where marks are less than 35. In that case, maybe there are 35,000 students, or let's say 12,000 students are present. So we are fetching the data. We are querying the data. This process is called querying the data. Let's say we have a specific condition, we want to visualize the data. You can download this table later and you can use it anywhere in future, like in Excel or anywhere.
Hmm.
So this
Hmm.
is called
Hmm.
querying. Like, is this clear so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the whole basic like database connected with SQL system.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, I'll show you quickly like how you can actually in a computer how you can actually create a table in a database, and then uh, you can query it or you can insert values into it. Like if you have any doubt regarding this theory part, if you need anything, let me know. Okay.
Yeah.
If you would need any more clarity on any of the topic. If you're okay with this theory part, then we can move on to the coding part for now.
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. Just a second, I'll share the screen from my PC. All right. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if it's visible now. Is it visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Yeah, okay. So the current application I opened is called dbeaver. Okay. So
Okay.
this is a tool where we can create, where we can manage our databases which are created in our laptop, in our OS operating system. Okay.
Okay.
So here, what happens is that we need to create as DB, like a database. Like I have created here a Postgres database.
Hmm.
You can see that this is called a new DB. All right.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So in this new DB, currently, like this is a Postgres database, and we have, if you see schema, then there is only one table called students so far. Okay.
Hmm.
So now I'll show you the SQL statements exactly how to create a table, insert into a table, and manipulate the table. All right.
Okay.
So, like how to create this DB, and like, what exactly is the DB and how it is stored in the OS. I'll also teach you, but that is, not for this demo class. We can do it from
Okay.
this way, but I'll teach you in like actually when this course starts. Okay. So
Okay.
for now, let's create a script. So this is a SQL script in which where you can write the SQL commands. Okay. So now we'll create a
Hmm.
what is it? A table called books, for example. All right. So for creating, like I just told you, right, previously, I think I can share that screen as well,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Create table.
Like, yeah. So, like the Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, there was a small internet issue from my side.
Yeah, no worries.
Yep. So, yeah, till where did you hear this?
I heard only till create.
Create, right? Okay, okay. So, like, there are three steps, right? And
Hmm.
one can be creating, second is manipulation, and third is querying. So now
Well,
we'll focus on the first part, which is creating. All right.
okay.
So for us to create a table in our database, we just need to type create table, and we need to specify the table name here. Table name can be anything. So for now, we have stick to the books, right? So we'll keep books. Okay. And for this table to actually create, we need to have certain amount of columns, right? So that is the schema.
Yeah.
So we have to define the schema as well. So
Yes.
first we'll take an ID, which is of type integer. Okay. So this is the column name and this is the column type.
Column
So this
type.
is the
It's a
this is the
data type.
format. Yes, data type, exactly. And now we take the book name. Name can be varchar. It can be of 50 characters. Varchar is nothing but like varying characters. It's just a string. Okay.
String.
Which can be string is nothing but text. So it can be text
Yeah.
of length 50. If the length crosses 50, then our database will throw an error saying that, when we are inserting,
Hmm.
it will throw an error saying that we have like it's only 50, the character limit is 50, you can't exceed that. Okay.
Hmm.
It's always a good practice to define character limits because as the name size increases, the database size also increases, which might create a load. Okay. And
Yeah.
then we'll press something called price. Price can be integer. For the sake of now, we can make this as price can be integer as well. All right.
Yeah.
So now these are the columns in semicolon. So this is the whole syntax for us to create a table. All right.
Hmm.
Now, if you can observe, there are only students table, right? Now I'll run this. Okay. Like there is a run button here, execute escape. When I
Yeah.
so about from here, wait a second. Uh, yeah. If you can see now, it's
Yeah.
finished. I don't know, the button is not working. I'll use the keyboard shortcut and it worked. Now I'll just refresh this. If I refresh this DB, you can see like there is a table
Yeah.
books now. Now, if you
Yes.
want to see the table, so if you want to see the table, then we will use querying like select star from books.
Books.
Okay. Star means you heard me aware, like everything from the table books.
Everything from the
If I
table
execute this,
books.
yeah. So if I execute, you can see that ID is present and we have no data. And there is
Hmm.
name column and there is a price column, which is also an integer. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So now we are like we got it created and now there is no data. Now we
Yes.
just need to insert into the data. Okay. For inserting into the data, we have like the syntax is as follows. You can use the insert keyword, insert,
Insert.
and then and then we have to uh, follow up with the keyword into, and we have to specify the table. What is the table we are trying to enter?
Yes.
Books. Okay, books. and we are inserting the values. Uh, so
Hmm.
we will be inserting the values which are in the schema. Like let's say the ID is in integer, right? So we have to insert an integer. Let's say the ID is 1, and now the name is string.
Hmm.
If you can see here, it shows A to Z. Like it's a
Yeah.
varchar, right? So we have to add a string. String is denoted by single quotation marks like this. So in the string, let's say the book name is Harry Potter. Okay, and now
Hmm.
we have to
Price.
specify price. Let's say the price is 299. This is also integer. And now, like when we execute this, then we should be able to, yeah, it says it's finished. Okay. Now we will query. We'll open another script and we will again do select star from books. All right. Now, if you can see, like there is one item
Yeah.
from Harry Potter, the price is 299. Let's say since we
Hmm.
like made the price as an integer, what if we do 29.5? Then it will definitely throw an error because this
It's
is an
decimal.
uh, yes, in programming terms we call it as a floating point. Okay, this is a float or a double.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be uh, yeah, this will not be accepted into this. So now
Okay.
let's add another. So into books values. Let's say now this ID is 2. Let's say Amish party and its price is 499. Let's add a couple more so that I can show you uh, like how we can conditional, like I just told you about manipulation, right? I can
Mm-hmm.
show you that. So it can be what else? Dan Brown. There's like 1,000 of this. All right. Yeah. Now if you can see like these. Wait a second. Is Amish 314 not inserted? All right. Still no worries. Yeah. Now it got inserted. Now you can see, yeah. So now let's say we only want the book price above 299. Okay. Let's not do that. Let's first go to step. Now let's say we want to change the price of Dan Brown. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's say we want to change the price of Dan Brown to something. So this is already present in the database. Now, if we do certain syntax, then it will get updated. This is called manipulation. We are manipulating the data which is already present. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. For that to happen, first let's open a new script. Then we have to use the update. Okay. We have to use the update keyword, update and table name, following with table name, books. And after that, we have to set the column name, which column we want to uh, change. The column name is price, right? So
Yeah.
pr set price equal to, let's say Damron got a discount, so we'll do it 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So we want to set the price of Damron to be 500. But how do we know, like, uh, which is Dan Brown? So here comes the where clause. where actually like tells the SQL like this before part to update this in the condition we write now. So the condition would be where ID. If we know the ID of the dam run, ID is 3, right? So ID equal to 3. So in this syntax, if I can break it down, it will be like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So the update will work on whole part. So update clause is used for the table name, and the set clause is used for the column, which column we want to update. Okay. And the where clause is used for the conditional statement. This is called a conditional statement. Like I just told you in the previous example, if you want to fetch the students with less than passing percentage, then we could have used something here like, let's say, marks less than 35, something like that. So where can be used like that? It is a conditional statement. So similarly, we are changing the value where ID is 3. All right. So now
Yeah.
if we execute this, then it says it's finished. And now let's select, like, run this again to check. Yeah, if you can see, the dam drawn is only 500 rupees. So this is how, like, we can manipulate the data which is already in the table using SQL. All right.
Yeah.
And similarly, like, let's say we want to get, there are not enough examples. Okay. Let me add some more books which are about 299. Okay. Let's say we want to fetch books which are which have price greater than 299. Okay. So, like I
Okay.
told you about the third step, which is querying.
Yeah.
Mm, for that, like there is a certain specific type of syntax. I will do that. We'll create a new script. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, now I can
Yeah.
hear
Can you
you.
hear? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was muted by accident. Okay. So now, like we are trying to query. Let's say we want only the books which are greater than 299. Okay.
Okay.
So for that, we will, this is the querying part. Okay. We will select the column, which column we want to have. Select price from the table. Table name is books. Okay. Where again, we have to create a condition where the, like, we can select the all columns. We can select all columns where the price is less than, where the price is greater than 299. So now in this statement, what we are doing is we are selecting all the columns. We are querying all the columns from table books where the price column value should be greater than 299. All right. Now, if you can see, like Amish Tripati, Danron, and one of the Harry Potters is 300. So it like the other two Harry Potters are not included in this. All right.
Yeah.
So this is the querying one. Query. Like in this way we can query it, and this is where we can manipulation, where you can manipulate the data. And this is like create or insert one. Okay, so these are the basic functionalities. But if you can see, like there is one problem with this table.
you can see there are two duplicate values of Harry Potter with the same ID. Like, in fact, there are three, right? In a
Yes.
real world, this would create a problem, right? Uh, like um, like as I was
Mm-hmm.
saying, example, if the same student has, like the different students has same IDs, then in another table we can't reference them properly. There will be duplicate entries. So there is a clever mechanism to actually handle this. How to handle duplicate queries. We have different functions in SQL, like a having clause and the duplicate entry clause that will eliminate all the duplicate records that we are getting. So that we will discuss in the actual course, like step by step.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the whole demo for now. So yeah, like SQL is pretty much used in anywhere. Like previously, I used to work in an organization where we were actually making reports. So we have raw data. So since we have
Mm.
multiple raw data, raw tables, like there are 15 tables, we have to make a
Mm-hmm.
one single report. So we manipulate all those 15 tables using different columns and different conditions to get an actual comprehensive report for the client. So the SQL can get really complex, but once you break it down into single lines, it becomes pretty simple. So once you
Mm-hmm.
understand all the basic functionalities of these clauses like select and where, and there is something called having and etc. There are so many of them. Like there are like a couple of them, like a bunch of them. If you can understand it, then it becomes very easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in the future course, I'll teach you like different clauses and in which scenario you can use them, and then I can give you a small exercise where you can work on it by yourself so that you actually understand those topics. And I can help you set up all these database connections in your PC as well so that you can actually experiment in your free time if you have any doubt. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So overall, like that's what I was thinking about this course. So yeah, this would uh, conclude the demo.
All
Let me
right.
know. Yeah.
Sure. So, sir, you are like especially into SQL only, or you? Uh,
Yeah, so I'm into data science.
okay.
So like I am into ML, AI and stuff. But like I worked for 2.5, 3 years with a client where there is only SQL operations, where there are only SQL operations happening. So I've worked a pretty decent amount of time there, and I have worked with big data as well. It's the same thing, but instead of SQL, we use something different. Simply, like the clauses are same, but the syntax is a little different. So since I've previously worked, so I thought like I could explain you like in a very detailed way, and you can ask as many questions as possible.
No, like I just wanted to learn this, as I told you earlier, because of my work requirement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the reason only I was interested. Though I have learned before, but it was way much before, like 3-4 years back. But I did
Okay.
not had that much practice.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
when I learned, I did not work anywhere. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
I just changed my field into IT. It's only because I lost my job during pandemic.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. So currently, your job requires you to at least understand SQL. That's why you are
Yeah,
learning it.
understand the SQL. Like it's. I think you would have heard about Adobe Experience Platform.
Yes. 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 I have heard about it.
Yeah, so I work on that tool. Like we actually do the segmentations and everything. But instead of we getting the use cases from the client side, it's more of a query based segmentation what we do. Like first run the query, look at the output, check the fields,
Right. Check the fields, and again we have to modify if it's required, and then
Yeah,
join with some other table if required.
correct. Yeah.
Yes. Understood. Yeah. Like
So,
previously, I was working something like this as well. So maybe like it would be helpful for you if there are actually some exercises I can give to you, like a problem statement where you can fetch from different tables by yourself, so that when you do all this like SQL queries by yourself, you understand exactly like what is happening.
yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like that would be my teaching method as well. I can give you like I can vary the exercises as well. If you're doing pretty good in the most basics, right? Like I can increase the difficulty, like so that you can actually think what
Mm-hmm.
is the use case for different clause, or what can you do in a particular scenario to get some like the required data, required segmentation.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, sir, what's your availability? I told my requirement, like the timings are most probably it would be afternoon because I work for a prudential company in the US that are
Okay.
that is our client. So by 6:30 I need to log in. Though my work timing is from afternoon 2 p.m. till 11 p.m. Most
Okay.
probably in the afternoon I will be free between 2
Okay.
to 4:30.
Approximately what time, like what time range? Like I was said by this coach divine that anywhere between 2:30 to 4.
Yeah, like if it is 2:30 to 3:30 is also okay for me. And even if it is 3:30 to 4:30 is also okay for me. Or
Got
even
it.
2 to 3 is fine.
Okay. I'll just check my schedule and let you know. Like I can teach you in this time, but exactly like where when I'll let you know. Is it 2 to 3 or 2:30 to 3:30? I'll just confirm. Okay.
Okay, fine. All
And
right.
then do you need classes 5 days a week, right? 5 days a week, 1 hour each.
Yeah. So in that case, I think I should complete, or maybe in some scenarios, if I have a work from the client side, I will let you know day before yesterday or by morning that I would be able to attend the class or not. So in that way, you also don't wait for the, you know,
Yeah, that would be no problem. So yeah, like Saturday Sunday we'll be taking the break, and if let's say if you missed one class because of the client work, and if you have some time or some energy in the weekend, I
Hmm.
can cover those as well. Like let we can talk on our like free time or schedules. That's not a
Okay,
issue. Like I'm pretty flexible with the timelines you mentioned, so that wouldn't be a problem for me, because
okay.
currently, yeah, I can teach in the times, so that would be
Hope it
no problem.
doesn't get clash with your work timings.
No. It won't clash with my work times. I generally work in the mornings and nights, so afternoon I'm free, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
that should be.
Sure. So in this course, there would be any kind of a projects would be there, or it's only the teaching would, because the course demand all there would be project also. So I'm just asking.
Yeah, like yes, in the mentioned syllabus structure, there are projects, and in
Hmm.
between, like I can give you some exercises, and then we'll have a